All right, welcome to What's in My Fridge. So, I woke up this morning. I was hungry. I didn't really have much in my fridge. It's one of those times where there's a lot of stuff, but nothing seems to go together. You know what I'm saying? So, I decided to just pull out random stuff and start cooking. And here's what I started. This is a bunch of red onions. Now, you might not like red onions, or a lot of them, but I love them, so I added a ton to my dish here. I pulled out some spinach, and I pulled out some eggs and some random cheese. I think that's mozzarella. So, I'm going to make some sort of omelet with red onions, spinach, and cheese. I mean, it sounds good to me. I've just been sauteing the onions in some oil, and if you don't like them in big chunks, you can cut them super small that you won't even notice them. But they're more in there for flavor, and you don't have to use as much olive oil when you cook with onions because the onions have natural oils that the olive oil brings out. So I tend to use half the amount I normally would if I'm cooking with onions. Anyway, I'm going to add the spinach, and I'll be right back. Now I've added the spinach, some garlic powder, and some pepper. I'm going to wait to add the salt until the end after I taste it to see if it needs any. But, I mean, as you can see, the spinach wilted. It looked like a lot, but, I mean, spinach really wilts. The onions are browning. They're caramelizing, which is what I wanted. And now I'm ready at this stage to add the egg. Alright, I've added my egg. I let it sit for about 30 seconds just to cook for a little bit. Now I'm breaking it up because I want to kind of make it like sort of like a scramble. You know? So I'm going to scramble things, as you can see. There we go. Just spread it around. And then I'm going to give it a bit and just let it cook. Let it cook for a minute or two, and then, kind of mix it around, give it another scramble. I'm using medium heat. I didn't want anything to burn because eggs are very delicate. And remember, don't season your eggs until the end because if you season them while you're cooking them, you'll just get some super runny eggs and you'll get liquid. I don't know if you've ever seen that. You make a scrambled eggs and there's some liquid at the bottom. I personally don't like that, so yeah, it's looking good to me. There's a lot of good flavors in there. It's going to definitely taste delicious. I'll be back when the final product is done, and I'll let you know what I think. One final step here. So I gave it one last scramble, moved it all the way to one end of the pan, turned off the heat, and covered it. With a lid with cheese on top because I don't want it to continue cooking and burning, but the pan should be hot enough to where if you put a lid on top, it should melt the cheese. And and you can see it's a clear lid, so I'll know when the cheese is pretty well melted. Then I can take it out and I can plate it. Because a lot of times, I mean, when I was younger, I used to just throw the cheese on, keep the heat on. Continue cooking, and the eggs would get kind of burnt on the bottom, and it just, it wouldn't taste that great, kind of bitter, but this way you can still melt the cheese and you won't get burnt eggs. Now here's the finished product. I didn't have bread either in my house, so I decided to use nachos. Now I know that may seem weird, but this whole series is going to be weird because it's literally about throwing random things together that you didn't even know could go together, but might taste good if you tried it. I mean, it's all about being creative. Now, I'm not like a professional chef or anything. This is literally just a home cook, not knowing what to eat, looking in the fridge, pulling out random crap, and throwing it together. And I mean, over the years, I've known a lot of people that don't have that skill because it's kind of tough. Like, it's hard to just look at ingredients and be like, oh, those could go together. So hopefully this gives you guys some ideas. Let me know what you think, And I'll probably be making random videos like this as I get hungry and as I have nothing in my fridge. Thanks for watching.